It's kind of a cool sound. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, I don't know what it's going to take to get people. Oh, man, I wish this wasn't true, ladies and gentlemen. I wish. Let's go to your phone calls. Mike in North Carolina. Mike, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex, how's it going?
Good. They just keep incrementally implementing this where it's kind of the ambient background, like the frog in the pot, and people put up with it.
Oh, they're pulling out all the stops.
Let me tell you, punks in red uniforms better not come around my house. That is un-American as it gets, and they equate it with our history. Yes, we're the youth corps in red uniforms and khaki pants. I mean, you got to see these outfits, man. Black boots and khaki pants and red jackets. I mean, it's military style.
It's unbelievable.
Listen, I forgot. The end of the video is the worst. I couldn't listen to it. So it says, and this is my uniform. This is what I wear. I mean, folks, look out, man.
This is crazy. But why aren't people outraged about it?
Because they drink sodium fluoride, a known sedative in every major government study, and then the public's so brainwashed because they made Archie Bunker talk about it, so people aren't kooks. They're not Archie Bunker, so they believe sodium fluoride's good for them. And people are fat, dumb, and happy. We had it so good because we had liberty that people just still can't believe it's happening to them. Let me tell you something. The economy's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It's all by design. I'm on record 3 years ago making a film breaking down exactly how the economy would go down because we had spies inside Bilderberg, because we get arrested. We get death threatened. We go through hell to bring the fat, dumb American this information. But you may be fat and dumb, but you're my kin, so I still love you, and I'm not going to be free if you're not free. So I'm here saying, wake up, our house is on fire. And they're like, what's that smell? It smells like a barbecue. And I'm like, yeah, our house is burning. And they're like, shut up, I'm going to lay here on the couch. Listen, get up, man, come on.
We've been chemically lobotomized, my friend. Or they're trying.
And with the entertainment. The average adult watches 4 hours of TV a day, and all the studies admit it literally puts you into a dreamlike state. That's not my opinion, Google search engine, television watching, dreamlike state, lowered brain waves, television, Alzheimer's. They know, ladies and gentlemen, it's brainwashing you. The flicker rates, the blue mist, that's meant to get your eye focused on that, put you into subconscious mode, bombarding you with like 20 different images, shuts off your conscious thinking, goes right into the subconscious. They knew this 50 years ago.
I wanted to bring to your attention, April 3rd, CDC let out a report that they tested 18 baby formulas. Every one of them had perchlorate, rocket fuel.
I know, and also more than 90% has melamine that kills the kidneys, and they'd always said it was deadly, but when that came out, they said, we now say melamine is good for you, and they now say mercury is good for you.
Well, that seriously affects the infant brain development, and they know it. It's also in 35 states' water systems. They won't say which ones, but here's a kicker, Alex.
MBTE that they ordered put in the gasoline to help the greenhouse gas.
Yep.
That is in 49 states. It attacks brains.
But why?
Of course, it's an accident.
Yeah, why does a one baby formula that has 80% of the market share have 3 times the amount that the other ones do?
It's an accident. I appreciate your call. Just like when you go into Babies R Us and all these stores, it's huge racks of fluoride for your baby, fluoride water, the mineral it needs, fluoride, and they know. Not Babies R Us, but the company. They know fluoride is 4 times as bad. In fact, people don't believe me. I want to cover it in the last segment. Google and print for me, fluoride more damaging to young brains. Or fluoride increases cancer in children. It particularly attacks children. I'm going to read to you government reports. There's thousands of them, literally. But it's, your baby needs it. And I've talked to people in the old Soviet Union, and then I actually searched it and found it was true. They would have food rationing, no sausage, no bread. But when they went to school, there was always free chocolate, strawberry, and regular flavored milk free, and it fortified with fluoride. Oh, free fluoride milk. Oh, the government wants to help. And they now say on government announcements and PR TV ads, mercury's actually good for the brain. And they've got ads where they say corn syrup's good, though you can Google that. more than half of the porn star in the country, high levels of mercury. We'll be right back. Don't listen to me. Drink more mercury.
Company.
You notice how dull people look, how ill they look, how stupid even intelligence people are getting? Good thing to Google is health effects fluoride in the brain. And under that, I found the Fluoride Action Network, but it links to a lot of studies I've seen in the past. Here's one, 3 studies that were done by the federal government. Fluoride effects on the brain, drinking water, on children's intelligence. And it's got just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of studies put out by the National Research Council, the EPA, you name it. And that's why they've had the majority of EPA scientists 2 years ago. I had one of the heads of their major union on saying, yes, they knowingly are putting deadly poison to brain damage the public in the water. I mean, I'm looking at literally hundreds and hundreds. That's why this is such a great 15-page article, because it's not even an article. It's just links to governments, Chinese, British, Russian, U.S., Canadian. I mean, I remember when I first looked this up more than 12 years ago on the Internet, I found University of Texas studies from like 1932 about how they were saying, yes, we could use this in insane asylums. It's a great sedative. It's just very toxic and causes cancer. Did you guys print up the studies for me about it massively increasing bone cancer? Absolute confirmed fact. But drink up, it's for your baby. Oh, the government wouldn't do that to make me more manageable. Well, listen, government idiots, you're drinking it too, you little control freak servants. This is a very small group of eugenicists at the top that are doing this. And I'm sorry a lot of you were too cowardly to admit the truth. The facts are the facts. Look at this, rat studies and brain cell damage with aluminum and fluoride in water. Wall Street Journal, October 28th, 1992. Fluoride in the pineal gland, BBC. Fluoride in the brain, interview with Dr. Phyllis Mullenix's interview. And it just goes through hundreds of these links. Full text, Zhang Q, Beijing, effect of fluoride in drinking water on children's intelligence. Full text, effect of fluoride on water intelligence of children. Here's the EPA. It is apparent that fluorides have the ability to interfere with the functions of the brain. Source, National Research Council, fluoride in drinking water, a scientific review of the EPA standards, National Academics Press, Washington, D.C. I'm on page 1, by the way. This goes on for 15 pages. When I say thousands, I mean thousands. In harm's way, toxic threats to children's development. But don't worry, the stores have it just for your baby. Oh, they love you as the government cares. But meanwhile, you see all the big headlines about the government says we must reduce the population by at least half. Humans are bad. We want carbon taxes on fat people. We want carbon taxes to shut down U.S. industry. Do you know if you buy a piece of rural land and want to get an environmental exemption so you don't have to pay as many taxes on it, you can never go back. And even if somebody buys it, you could never convert back to agriculture. You could never use it for agriculture again because they don't want agriculture. They don't want industry. Do you understand? And it's not for the environment. It's so they control things. This is bigger than anything you could imagine, folks, what you're listening to. And I'm sorry it's some, guy from Texas bringing it to you, but you need to step up and research this and find out about it. I'm sorry if your ego doesn't like knowing that you're a slave and under chemical and biological attack, but you still are under attack. You should love your children enough to care. It just goes on and on. I said I get into Bilderberg, and I have loaded phone lines here, and I just start thinking about a caller bringing up key points, and it's true. Let's take another call. Harvey in Florida. Harvey, you're on the air.
Hey, Alex. How you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. I wish folks weren't brain damaging their children, but hey, they love the government.
Well, I'd love to call you and give you some, I was an eyewitness several weeks ago. I sent there in an email. I'll give you the short version of what I saw. I was in the Tropicana Casino and Hotel in Atlantic City. I go in the elevator. There's a gentleman dressed in a suit. I said, oh, are you here for a conference? He goes, yeah. I go, what type of conference? He goes, National Security Conference. So we go down the elevator, and I see an arrow where the conference is, a bunch of letters, FCC, HS. So I follow the arrow, and it turns out they had it spelled out when you went upstairs where the conference was. They had fusion centers, criminal investigation, homeland security, and I saw all these characters. It was unbelievable what was going on. It was a 2-day conference.
Yeah, the fusion centers are federalizing everything, teaching the police that guns are going to be illegal, how to work with the youth corps.